and the Adelaide Crows. The Crows are hanging on. As you can see in that term, they kept the Bullies to 3 and they themselves booted 4. 8:15.63, but they trail the Bulldogs 13-7-85. Major goal kickers to date, James Cook has 6. And Rod Jamieson, the principal scorer for the Crows, has 2. James Cook could have had 7. Now watch the apple coming in from the right. There it is, and down goes James, and there you see the apple once more. No oranges at three-quarter time, just the one apple. Now, down to the boundary line, Terry Wheeler and Curls. Curls, can you get them up?
Well, Malcolm Blight had a very strong, passionate talk to the players, and they're going to give it a go. It's a big task, but if they get the first 3, they're in with a real chance. It's pretty easy to get 3 goals.
No. Second chance, second efforts for the Bulldogs. Watch that, Sandy. That was the main point from Terry Wallace.
Terry Wheeler and the optimist, D.N. Curley. Here we go, the final quarter. This to decide who will meet St Kilda in the 97 grand final. Johnson overruns it, but he's quick to go back and lock it up.
And fascinating to look downfield at that centre bounce, Sandy, and see the Western Bulldogs. Dent dropped off his man. Sampson went out wide. Dent dropped off him and just guarded the dangerous area in the forward zone, as well as one of the other Bulldog defenders. So they obviously know where the Crows will attack if they go forward.
Bounce from Brian Sheehan, favourable for Keating, taken by Bond. Round his shoulder, up towards Wren, and marks between centre and half-forward. Must kick the first couple, as Curl said. Off to Kane Johnson, who was busy in the third quarter. That is a very, very disappointing kick, though. Straight onto the chest of Craig Ellis, and he will clear to Scotty West, one of the best players on the ground.
Darren Jarman's gone to full forward for the Crows and not happy with the delivery then. It gave him no chance. Johnson. Magnificent year for the Bulldogs. He wore the red, white and blue in the Little League going way back when he was a kid. Followed them all his life. Grant tries a big mark in the pack. Comes down to Edwards. And straight away he's given it up to the defence. And Ellis is just having a picnic back there playing loose man. Ellis goes short. And Johnson again. Well, they're keeping the football at the moment. So Curls, it's going to be difficult for the Crows to get the first 3 goals if they can't get the footy.
Yeah, you're dead right.
Robran watching. Modra also off the ground, so full forward and centre half forward missing for the Crows for the bulk of the game. Another big attempted mark by Grant. Lightning hand pass comes to Bond. Round the boundary line he goes. And the Bulldogs have the numbers in defence once more. Johnson couldn't take the mark. Comes to Montgomery. He pumps it to 50. McLeod gets a fingernail to it. Jamieson beaten for the ball. Romero, the man of steel. Oh, poster, Jose. And he had James Cook in the goal square, 30 metres on his own.
One of the problems there, though, Drew, is the fact that you're actually looking into the sun in this last quarter, heading that way, so you obviously can't always pick up the players who are free down the field.
Have you got a report on Tony Modra?
Yeah, I certainly have, and it's not good. Tony said he felt it snap, so it's, I'd say, an reconstruction.
Season. Free kick has been played here to Chris Grant. Forensic experts have also tested the apple. It's got the fingerprints of Neil Curley on it. Gives it across to Mars West, who pumps the ball back inside 50. Playing in front, he's got it. Cook. Well, he's booted 6. It's taken an apple for him to miss his 7th. He's directly in front.
It's like working with an orchardist.
Well, this has been a tremendous comeback by Cook. Halfway through this season, he was thinking of giving it away. His career's been resurrected by Terry Wallace. Started with Carlton. It's number 2 draft pick. And a chance now to cover himself in glory. James Cook going for goal number 7. It's missed.
Lee Matthews, our video analyst.
Just quickly, Tim mentioned Ramiro. We see Ramiro here with the ball, and as he goes forward, he kicks it over the head of Cook, who's up here, and but he was kicked into the shadow, as Tim said.
Here's Jamieson, pinpointing Costa. Spent time at South Adelaide in the Sandful and, of course, Footscray before finding his home with the Crows. This is Luke Darcy pumping it back into the attacking zone. Dogs have got the numbers. Socket off the ground, but only for one behind by Brett Montgomery. 13-10 plays 8-15. Hudson on the sidelines. Kicked a valuable goal in the second quarter, his 27th for the season. And Jamison again pulls that kick onto the chest of Costa. We'll look up towards centre wing. Up towards Keating, Hart and Co. The big man's in the pack. He's got to make ground because Darcy's well in front. Keating was going with Wine. Darcy's got a couple of options in the middle. Scotty West almost on a collision course there with Simon Cox. He's been marvellous, Scott West, today. One of the best, and is only disappointed with that delivery. Into the arms of McLeod at half-back. He's got to go back and pick over his mark. So precious seconds ticking away. And with delivery like that, the Crows are not going to score. They're not going to get it in that attacking zone. Mark West propels it deep in towards half-forward once again. Oh, the youngster had it spent a little too soon. And the umpire will come in for a bounce. Brown, I thought, was going to be away. And so too did he. And that youngster looks on, wondering what the Dogs can do next week when they take on St Kilda. The Bulldog chant goes up. Keating gets it away to Jamison. He goes to the outer side. West is there. He's quite happy to see it over the line. A crowd today of 70,088. So that is two fantastic days of football. A night game, of course, with 75,500, and now just over 70,000 today.
Darcy works to the back. He's taken the most marks on the ground today. Luke Darcy, he's taken 10. Now, as we saw last night with the Saints, Tim, at this stage in the last quarter, the week's break, vital to the Bulldogs?
I think it makes a difference, yeah. I certainly do think it makes a difference. And the Adelaide Crows, they just haven't been able to give themselves any real drive and run from half back. And that's made it difficult for them to set up any constructive play going forward.
Norman Allen to Ben Hart. Nice old don't argue. Hart will take his kick. In between half-back flank and the wing. Not a great kick. Good pick up by Connell on the half volley to the 50. Smart. And Ellis has crunched a couple late. And he's just roaming around without an opponent and dishing out some bruises. Now, Bulldogs have managed just 3 behinds to start this quarter. Crows haven't scored. A goal will be pretty handy. Didn't make it. And rushed through for a minor score. Tony Modra, certainly his season's over, and from what we hear, probably next season as well. Lee?
Just very quickly, I've been harping on this all day. We see this ruck work. This is Ben Hart. He has to be up in an attacking position here, otherwise it just doesn't work, and he's just not done, hasn't done it all day.
Bulldogs by 24 points. Mark West kicks down towards the half-forward line. A poor kick taken by Caven. Just tries to chip it. It was a shocker. Taken by Johnson. He sets it up, needing the kind bounce with Montgomery. 40 metres out. Feeds the ball off the ground. Great tackle by Caven. Loose ball. Cleaning up is Bickley, the skipper. Kicks wide. Finds Connell. He's taken 9 marks. Half-back flank. 24 points. The Bulldogs lead. Still a big chance for the Crows. Jamison. A couple of goals when playing up forward. Now in defence. Goes wide. Back to Caven. So a bit of run out of defence. Sets it up. He's got the loose player. Tyson Edwards. Time for think music. Edwards to the half-forward line. It's a beautiful kick. He's looking for Keating. Has the ball thumped away. Ellis swooped on it. Tumbles the ball back. Under pressure. Needing the bounce was Edwards. Didn't get it. Brown tried to tap it down. Kicked off the ground. But the free kick is going to be paid. They'll come back here to Tyson Edwards.
And just a moment ago, we saw probably one of the most positive moves forward by the Crows all day, where they actually changed direction of the ball and then took the ball down the opposite side to where all the players had actually lined up. So there was a bit of space to operate in.
Chad Rintoul about to come onto the ground. Kane Johnson about to go for goal. And missed to the left. Rintoul on. Hudson also preparing to come back.
Players from both sides looking tired now. It's been a fairly warm afternoon here.
Of course, injuries took their toll on a number of players early. The youngster in Nathan Brown is the player coming off for the Western Bulldogs. Hudson on. Crentiel gives the hand pass away. Crop sweeps it even wider. An opportunity now for the Bulldogs to go forward through Mark West. And he just pushes it. Disappointing kick, really, out of bounds on the full. There's Jose Romero. What a week it's been. Well, what a fortnight, in fact, it's been for Jose Romero. At one stage, down and out, in tears. Then back and gone again early today and back again. Incredible. Johnson into the centre to Rintoul. Chad Rintoul looks with a long bomb down towards Jarman. He's the meat in the sandwich. He's got to beat a couple. Curley hits for the boundary line. A point is conceded.
Well, the problem there, Sandy, is they're kicking the ball forward and they're kicking to 2-on-1. I really believe Malcolm Blight has to send another player down there and make Ellis honest.
On the boundary line, curls.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes, Footy. I reckon the Crows have had at least 55% of the play, maybe more, and yet they just can't score the goals.
Yes, 3 behinds each in this last quarter. We've gone nearly 11 minutes without a goal. Wren flies, can't mark. Ball out of play.
Pushing the back post. Brian Sheen actually behind the contest there, so it was a bit of a guess.
Scotty West, he's had plenty of the ball today. He's about to take his 29th possession, and he's been busy across the midfield all day.
Yes, battles of midfield so important today, and the Bulldogs have certainly been on top in that area. Kick by West. Off hands to Mark West. Chance for Cook. Jamison the spoil. And the ball out of bounds again. So we're still looking for our first goal in this last quarter. But it's looking more and more likely that the Bulldogs will survive and go through and meet the Saints next week. And what a grand final that would be. Two teams not really used to the last Saturday in September, KB.
Still a long way to go in this game, Drew. Quick snap.
Libba.
Tony Liberatore celebrates a point.
Well, what will he do when they get a goal?
Look at Libba. He was like the conductor there for the crowd behind the goals.
Great theatre.
Hey, boys, I've got him behind.
Jamison to bring the ball back. 89 plays 66. Bickley from the back pocket to Tyson Edwards. Still got plenty of run in the legs. Goes short, looking for Keating. Good spoil by Ellis at ground level. Rintoul picking up a couple of quick possessions this last turn. McLeod, quick hands to Smart. Did well. Some fancy footwork. Shades of Baryshnikov in the MCG. Pumps it high back towards centre-half forward. It's one for the Brave. Hart. Back to Johnson. Puts it over the line.
Good pressure then by Crediel, just enough to force the kick wide. And the Crows just starting to get themselves a little bit of run through the midfield. That's exactly what they want Smart to do, just to take the players on in that part of the ground and just open up a bit of space.
There's Smart, the high fly.
10.5 minutes remaining. Still time if they can get a mighty wriggle on. Smart goes short. Seconds tick away. Goodwin a long way from home. The left footer booms one in towards the big guards, and Jarman rises above the pack with skill and grace that only he possesses.
And against the odds then too, Sandy, there was still about 3 Western Bulldogs players that contested this to the 2 Adelaide Crows, and perhaps some of the players just losing the ball in the sun.
So this for his 200th career goal and his second for the day, but more importantly to keep the Crows in touch, to give them some faint hope.
Sunday, 8:30. Get set for a sizzling, action-packed movie blockbuster.
Just hold on!
Bloody nuts! And Officer and a Gentleman's David Keith. Baywatch's Pamela Anderson and Flying High's Robert Hayes.
Can I dress for this?
He's an ex-cop hired to track down a killer. He's the prime suspect on the run from the law.
What are you going to do, kill me?
And she's come along for the ride. Pamela Anderson in the explosive television premiere, Good Cop, Bad Cop, Sunday 8:30 on 7.
Terry Wallace takes a quick peek at the scoreboard and finds it's less than 3 kicks the difference. The first goal of this last term took a long time coming. Ball held in. The centre wicket area has recovered beautifully after the rain last night. And the Western Bulldogs' last goal, 19 minutes into the third quarter. We're now nearly 15 minutes into the last quarter. So that's not really scoring like a winner. And the Crows are in touch. Liberatore spirals one high to half forward. Montgomery gets a touch. Romero puts his shoulder under further pressure.
So that was good play then by McLeod just to tie the ball up, because if that ball had been just shaken free, then there would have been a couple of Western Bulldogs there ready to pounce as we see them making a change. Montgomery coming off and Martin coming on.
Well, if the Crows can get the next one, we might have a grandstand finish here for the visitors and those watching over in Adelaide. The basketball goes on. And Wren's pretty good at basketball.
Hill.
Free kick to McLeod. Open down the centre corridor for Bickley. He goes long. Jarman's at full forward. He jumps and Darren Jarman, the meat in the sandwich. And how high did he get? Well, let's hope he can cap that off with a goal. His second in this last quarter. Floats it to the right. What a disappointment.
Well, Peter McKenna, you watched that kick. What can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, I think he tried to guide it to me, but as I said earlier in the game, I think this move should have been made early. When he wasn't doing well, he should have been moved to the forward line. Great mark, but he tried to just stab it instead of kicking through the ball, Tim. But I thought Jarman wasn't doing well early. Should have been moved to the forward line very early in the game.
Bulldogs by 16 points. No doubt he didn't follow through with that kick. Curley on the half-back flank. The Crows are coming hard. Never say die.
And missed kicks can sap the energy of the players up field too.
Wren sets himself in front. Knocked on by Wine, taken by Bickley. Wonderful handball to Connell on the edge of the centre square. Jarman again is the target. Couldn't take it. He looked like he might have been held. No free kick. Chance for Smart. A fumble. He's got it. Smart kicks a goal. Here come the Crows.
There's this sort of whistle coming from under the bonnet.
A whistle?
Yeah.
What, like...
No, it's more...
Oh,
Yes, that's it. That seems to be the problem then.
Well, well, you know, kind of squeals.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got to slow down and,
yeah.
Well, it goes...
Well, that's a squeal, all right. Sounds like brakes. What I'd like to do
Ultra-Tune, in tune with you and your car.
Who said the Crows were dead and buried? They know there's no tomorrow. There's just 10 points in it. Sean Wren tries to get a mighty belt at it, but it's picked up by Scotty West. Spirals it high to the outer side. Tyson Edwards gives chase. First to the ball. Next goal could decide the fate of this game. Matty Connell's got a chance to run. And run he does. In towards Jarman. He's inside 50. Goes short. Propping it up towards Goodwin.
He's on the left foot too.
Yeah.
He'll be kicking with his left foot in at the goal.
Good position for him. Well, what a finish.
Tim, it looks like the Crows have got a bit more run at the moment, which is surprising.
The momentum has gone with them now, and they are starting to gain a lot of possessions in the midfield, and the Western Bulldogs are going to have to stem this flow.
Simon Goodwin, in just his 9th senior game with the Crows, can cover himself in glory, and he has.
so bad.
Light ice, mate. Perfect. Oh, that's the worst of it, be honest then.
In this quarter, the Crows have kicked 3-4 and the Bulldogs just 4 behind. Wine wins in the middle. Mark West has pulled off his kick with a magnificent tackle by Smart. Bickley, one kick and put him in front. Jarman! Dent hit him pretty hard. Dent did well. And Cox works it out of defence to Martin. Behind right half-back. The Bulldogs under pressure now to hang on and win. Chris Grant getting back in the defensive side of centre to take a mark for the Bulldogs.
Jarman thought it was a free kick, Drew.
He might have had some claims too. Kick by Grant to half forward. Sean Wren standing strong. They've won 14 of 18 games since Wren came back. Neil Curley.
I can't ask for anything more in this last half. It's been a fantastic fight back by the Crows.
Bulldogs by 4 points. Connell caught by West. Great tackle. They'll toss it back.
Connell's been good in this last quarter. He's a very fit player, and he's given the Adelaide Crows plenty of runs. Just watch this decision. He was held on to. There's no doubt about that. His jumper was pulled.
And he certainly complained to the umpire about it. The Bulldogs by 4 points. Bang, down goes Martin. The tackling is ferocious now by the Crows. Look at that from Bond. A loose ball. Connell, a fresh air shot. Picking it up is Scott West. A cool hit under pressure. He's caught by Johnson. Fantastic tackling.
Oh,
the adrenaline's pumping. The adrenaline's pumping for the Crows, Tim.
There's no doubt about that. The umpire missed the first free kick. Croft tried to break the tackle.
Bulldogs a bit slacking, picking up opponents now. Bickley playing a major role in this last term. A big bomb. There's a mark to Hart. He's on 50. They trail by 4 points. Jarman says have a ping at them. So Hart missed a sitter in the second quarter. Can he kick one from 50 and put the Crows in front on 50? He's off target. He's pushed it left. A sigh of relief for the Bulldogs fans.
Ben Hart's kicked 4 behinds today.
Jose Ramiro's coming off the ground and Leon Cameron's coming onto the ground. Obviously, Terry Wallace concerned that some of his players are starting to look tired. He's got a fresh player now on the ground. Cameron spent a lot of time today on the interchange bench. They need him to get behind the ball and start to set some play up.
Convention Centre rocking in Adelaide at Football Park at the moment. There's plenty of time. 4 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. Nigel Smart.
He's playing a sterling last quarter of football, Nigel Smart. That's his 3rd or 4th mark in this final term.
It's been all one-way traffic, really. The last 15 minutes have been all Crows. 75 metres out. Let's go. Tries to get onto a talk. Doesn't quite, but it's centred in towards full forward. Ellen was one of the flyers. Couldn't take the mark. Pressure once again on the Bulldogs' defence. The kick comes wide. Almost out towards centre wing. Goodwin should be able to, Bickley should be able to keep it in play. And he does to Chad Rintoul. Rintoul, a little chip. Crows running everywhere. Shane Ellen, still a long way out. 75 metres. Got to get over a wall of players.
And they're all looking into the sun too, Sandy, all the Adelaide Crows forwards players.
Allen, good-looking kick. They're all there. No one waiting down to do the roving. It was left to Sean Wren. Suddenly a snap by Hart. Hart pulls it away to the right. Another behind. That's 5 behinds to that young man. And it's 11-21. Playing 13-11. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
And that's the 15th time the Adelaide Crows have taken the ball inside their 50-metre arc in this final quarter to 7 times to the Western Bulldogs.
I think we should remember too that this game cannot be a draw.
Yes, we'll play extra time if the scores are level on the siren. Cameron kicks in. A one-hander by Ellen. Ellen centres. Punch by Dent. Gets it outside 50. It goes past Wren. The Bulldogs look tighter. And pass by Wren. Caven. High ball. Keating is there. Oh, excellent mark by Croft. Hits the ground running. Over the centre. Johnson is there. Hudson. The hand pass to Mark West. A goal might seal it. The shot by West. Offline. And the Crows are still in this. 3 points the margin. 2.5 minutes left.
Why wouldn't Shane Allen have a shot from that kick out after taking the mark? I mean, it was silly play. Jamison goes short. He finds Hart. He's kicked 5 behinds, but he's been a mighty player. Kicks the ball out wide. It's a one-on-one duel. It's a free kick there to Bickley for mine. And he's got it. He was held on to.
In fact, that's Goodwin. They're starting to win the one-on-one battles, KB.
So Goodwin's got it on centre wing. Goes short. Finds Johnson. He's got it, Jarman. Mr. Magic's got it. They trail by 2 points. Look at the Convention Centre in Adelaide. 90 plays 87. The Crows trailed by 31 points at half-time. They trailed by 22 points at three-quarter time. And if Jarman kicks this, his third goal, they'll be in front. Under 2 minutes left. Darren Jarman. The spotlight is on him. 35 metres out. The Crows are in front.
Now in cinemas everywhere, Hercules. Disney's legendary new movie adventure has inspired the creation of McDonald's epic new burger. Colossus. Layers of beef and melting cheese, topped with rashers of sizzling smoked bacon. McDonald's Colossus Burger. The stuff legends are made of.
Keating is hobbling from the ground. He's got to be as quick as he can, surely, to get Robin back on there.
It's the blood rule, Sandy, so they'll wait until Robin gets back into position.
That's okay then.
Well, Robin's a fresh player too, Sandy. Spent plenty of time on the interchange bench. Hasn't been onto the ground since half-time.
This set of bounce is all important.
1 3/4 minutes remaining.
Grant's got to charge in.
And it's the Adelaide Crows by 3 points in an amazing turnaround. A wonderful comeback. The Doggies have the chance now to go forward. Up towards right half forward. Go the kick from Martin. They want West to produce some magic. He does with a long kick. They need a mark up at full forward. Grant's a chance at the back. Chris Grant wobbles it in towards goal. It's one behind.
Gee, that was a tired attempt there as we see Keating getting some attention to a cut on his chin. But just watch this. One of these players should have protected the other player. Hudson not even considering that perhaps he should have given the ball and the guard to Chris Grant.
2 points the difference. Jamison has given the word to get on with the job, and he does to the outer side. Oh, Scotty Wyme couldn't take the mark, tries to pull it back in. He needs help badly, but look at the Adelaide Crows now. There's a fierce determination about them, sniffing that maybe they're just a minute or so away from a grand final berth.
Well, Sandy, one side has to protect the lead here. The other side's got to win the game.
Wren, Wine, the big men lock arms. Push cleverly towards Chadrin Toole. He'll look towards the boundary line, but Bond is there, and that's okay. Troy Bond goes with a long bomb up towards Shane Allen on right half forward. He's quick to pounce on it. Again, he's quick to lock it up. And there'll be another bounce. Another bounce, Drew, and seconds tick away.
Well, the Crows looking to get their first finals victory in Melbourne. And they're in the last minute, they're in front. Liberatore to Cameron. Maybe there's a last yelp for the Bulldogs yet. Half forward, Scott West in front. Dragged down, a magnificent tackle by Bickley. And Mark Bickley, the skipper, forces a ball up with 18 seconds left. And considering the Bulldogs haven't scored a goal for over a quarter, you wouldn't think that they'd use the last 18 seconds perfectly. It's looking like the Crows. They lead by 2 points. What a turn-up after a 31-point margin at half-time. Crows were goalless in the first term. Bulldogs have been goalless in the last. Scott West again. It drops short. Edwards gets back there. The hand pass away. Jamison. Siren. Crows are in the grand final.
gone mad at Football Park. And the players, well, look at Liver. Bubba Smith cannot believe it. There's been so much written and so much said. But the reality is the Dogs have missed out. Malcolm Blight and his men are through. Heartbreaking scenes and heartbreaking times for the Dogs. Triumph for the Adelaide Crows, KB.
Yes, but look, let's give full credit to Adelaide.
Yeah.
They look to be down and out at half-time. They've come back with one of the great wins that we've seen in finals football. And this win today could be the absolute makings of the Adelaide Football Club. They looked gone. I said at one stage that maybe the fire in the belly was gone out, but the pilot light was still burning. And let's go down to Neil Curley because he's got Malcolm Blight.
Well, Malcolm, you don't see many better fly backs than that.
No, it's one of the specials, isn't it? I mean, it was just, it was marvellous. Yeah.
To take the game away from them, they looked in control.
Yeah, we went through it pretty rationally at half-time and just thought if we could win the third quarter and then if we could win the last quarter, and it's turned out we won it, so we won it. So, I mean, it was just an amazing game.
A lot of character shown there by the players.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a lot of fight all year, Neil, as you would know, and oh, look, we had babies out there today that made some shocking blues early, but they fought back. It was great.
Well done.
Terry Wheeler, you're with Darren Jarman. Wills? Terry.
Okay, Darren, an incredible comeback in the last quarter.
I can't believe it, Terry. You know, Malcolm said go out and enjoy the last quarter, and anything's happened. And as you see, we just got up.
So Aaron Keating started to give a bit in the middle.
Yeah, he worked real hard, Aaron, and you know, he had a bad injury at the start of the year, but he's worked his butt off to get back, and as you said, the boys are pretty happy.
But Jars, bugging me, Dad, you were down and out, but you've come out with something.
Yeah, Malcolm put me to full forward, tried to get out one-on-one, and you know, the kick a couple at the end there was terrific.
Good on you. Go and enjoy it, fella. Cheers.
Terry Wheeler, I think, putting on a brave face. The old doggy must be disappointed, but look at the Crow boys. Hart, Jamison and Co, Tyson, Edwards, Matthew Robrin. While now the Bulldogs must reflect on a season that has given the football public, KB, so much, hasn't it? Terry Wallace and his band of men have been fantastic.
It was going to be the Cinderella Grand Final at half-time. St Kilda against the Western Bulldogs.